Nintendo has been sleeping for what feels like forever now, but it's time for them to wake up.
Open your eyes.
As Nintendo's E3 is heating up hotter than ever, with credible leakers and journalists handing out Nintendo rumors like they're a bunch of tater tots. The next year or two as a Nintendo fan look to be one of the best in recent years, with huge new titles from most of our favorite franchises. I'm here to tell you everything that you've missed online over the past few weeks because there's been a lot of stuff going on. I have 8 games in total, yeah, 8 in total for me to tell you about. So let's waste absolutely no time and get straight into them. But before I get into it, make sure to take all of this with a grain of salt. You never know what's 100% real till Nintendo announces it themselves. A lot of these people have amazing track records, but you can never be 100% certain. With that said, here's game number 1. A new Donkey Kong game. Alright, so I have to tell you the origin of this leak / rumor. The origin of the rumor is coming from Zippo. Zippo is a credible leaker in the Nintendo community. He has accurately predicted so many different games and titles in the past, especially most recently, he leaked not only that a new Paper Mario game is coming, but also directs that games would be announced in and details on previous Mario games, according to Nintendo Soup. Many people look to him for leaks and the latest news on Nintendo. Again, not everyone has the best track record, so again, take this with a grain of salt. He came out with this giant, super extra blog post the other day, and I ate it up. It was like early 2000s, like blog post bombshell report. And let me tell you, the tea was so warm, practically, it was scalding. My tongue was burnt a bit after reading this. Alright, so starting with this new Donkey Kong game. Zippo says that there will be a brand new 2D platformer for Donkey Kong where you, as Donkey Kong, Diddy, Dixie, and the rest of the crew, will come together and go on an adventure in a 2D world. As someone who really liked Tropical Freeze, I'm very hyped for a brand new Donkey Kong game, but I will say I was hoping for something that would be 3D next, especially because guess who's making the game? The same team who made Super Mario Odyssey. That game was not only amazing, getting a 97 on Metacritic, but all of the fans love the game too, and I am so excited that they're the ones making a new Donkey Kong game. I trust that team and their creative judgment, and I think they could really innovate the Donkey Kong 2D platformer games to a new light, like something completely different. Right now, the people who usually make Donkey Kong games, Retro Studios, are currently making Metro Prime 4, so they're pretty booked right now. So Donkey Kong, made by Super Mario Odyssey's team, I'm hype. Cappy, let's go wild. Like I said, Zippo was not the only person to talk about this Donkey Kong leak, as everyone's coming out now supporting this Donkey Kong leak / rumor. Nintendo Life also reported this rumor, also having a news source, DK Vine, which they state is a very reputable source in the Donkey Kong community, backing up these claims that a new game is coming, has been in development. Wow. But since this is one of Zippo's big leaks on his blog post, it also makes me want to believe the rest of it too, because obviously this one has lots of credibility to it and so many people are coming forward saying it's true, so it makes me want to believe the rest of his leaks. So what are the rest of these big Nintendo games that could come out this year that he has information on? Let's start with the biggest one, Mario Kart. The last new Mario Kart was 7 years ago in 2014. I was 13 years old. Y'all, I'm about to turn 21. This is the longest break the series has had between new games. Many have thought that Nintendo wouldn't release a new Mario Kart because, well, they're not going to get much money on it because they're already selling many copies with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's selling like hotcakes. But the hotcakes are starting to get a little cold, like ice cream cakes, and the audience wants a brand new Mario Kart. You know, the whole logic of, why would I make a new Mario Kart game if the one is already selling so well? Well, you know what? Eventually we need something new, and I think it's coming, because Zippo has heard that Yabuki's team, he's the guy who produces the Mario Kart games, have been hard at work at a new Mario Kart game for 3 years, which does make sense because You know, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe came about 3-4 years ago. And this is not some type of Mario Kart Tour, a little app you play on your phone. No, 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 no. This is a full-on new game. Zippo did spill a little tea saying that it could be an expansion, but I don't think it's going to be expansion. It would have to be something hefty, not wimpy if they've been working on it for 3 years. Like, I'm talking new characters, bunch of new cups, new modes. But again, I think it's probably going to be a new game, because if this is a big new expansion pass, guess what? We probably won't be getting a brand new Mario Kart game till 2024. That'll be 10 years with no new Mario game. So I think the next new Mario Kart game will be a new Mario Kart game, I can hope. He later said that the game would not only be revealed this year, but it could come out as early as this holiday season or next year. It does make sense that a new Mario Kart game could come out this year because we don't really have a big holiday game. Pokemon is coming out next year, Splatoon is coming out next year, we don't know about Zelda, cough cough hint hint. Mario Kart coming out this year would be a big surprise. I'm gonna guess it's coming out next year, but it would be a very fun surprise. So notice how I said there's no other big holiday games coming this year. Well, what about Breath of the Wild? Did it just die all of a sudden? Gasp! No. There are some conflicting reports here with the soon-to-be masterpiece Breath of the Wild 2. Zippo says that of all the games Nintendo's been working on, Breath of the Wild 2 has been hit hardest by the pandemic. Dang. This is the last straw, Corona. I'm coming for you. Oh yeah, but anyways, he says that the game has some really strong progress to it and just needs a little bit more time to finish, but will come as early as 2022. Early 2022 sounds really stacked to me to begin with. Maybe a new Mario Kart, a new Pokemon game, Splatoon 3, and Breath of the Wild. How many new games are we going to have in March 2022? This sounds wild. It sounds a little crowded, especially with a brand new Switch coming around. Which makes me think, if the Switch Pro is coming out this year, I still have some hope that Breath of the Wild 2 will come out this year. Which luckily, a very credible video game journalist, Jeff Grubb, verified on Twitter, posted this meme. A meme with a bunch of context and importance. In this meme, it shows Horizon Wild West, a big PS5 game, coming out this holiday, and Breath of the Wild sneaking up on it and its release date. Why would Breath of the Wild be sneaking up on a big PS5 holiday game in 2021? Well, because it could be coming out in 2021 too. He could be hinting to something he knows, but he could also just be joking, so who knows, maybe he's just speculating like I am. So we don't know. We know there's a lot of progress in the game. We're probably going to get a big trailer at E3, and it's coming within the next year, most likely. It's coming within the next year. But I am still on Team 2021, and a lot of people are too, but I can definitely see the sadder boat, Team 2022, winning. Number 4, Super Mario Party 2. Further down on Zippo's now iconic blog post, the hottest blog post in all of Nintendo community has ever had. Expect a new Super Mario Party game coming as soon as this year. According to Zippo, Nintendo is incredibly happy and surprised with the success of the first one. It sold gangbusters. It sold like 10 million copies plus. It's getting them so much money they could live off Super Mario. Nintendo could become a Super Mario Party business if they want to. That's how successful this is. Remember just a few weeks ago when Nintendo randomly shadow dropped an update for Super Mario Party? What was that all about? Well, when it happened, it definitely made me think that something was coming. A new game or a brand new expansion pass, but Zippo says that it could be a test for Super Mario Party 2's new online features. A new Super Mario Party game would have a lot new content. It would need a lot more new content, in my opinion, to satisfy us core fans. Give us at least 8 to 10 different boards this time. A full-on online competition mode. I want to get fighting. I want to beat some people online and show them I am the Mario Party king. And some better mini games too, please. I have a sweet spot for Mario Party and I will always be down to try a new one. I just hope this is a really strong sequel. And as he said, this new Super Mario Party that came out on Switch was a surprise success for Nintendo. It did amazing. So they really want to get it right for this next game, and it's a big priority for them. So we'll see what Super Mario Party 2 brings. Number 5, we're going to take a break from Zippo. Bye-bye, Zippo. We'll be back in a little bit. And we're going to talk about Animal Crossing's DLC data mine. This is a big new thing that happened just within the course of the last few weeks. And a few people have reported on it, but I decided it's time to tell you, my fans, what's going on. So Games Radar / The Gamer, two big gaming websites reported on this, that there is a big new Animal Crossing data mine where leakers found the code CCafe in the game. This refers, obviously, to Brewster's Cafe. If you remember, this time last year, I reported to you that the same thing happened with dreaming, where you could dream and go to someone's dream address. They found like the C dream code and all of that, and then it got added to the game. This is the same thing, but for the cafe. Now, the dreams obviously are in the game, so hopefully the same thing will happen with Brewster. They also found a new section called the Museum Layer Code, which means a new layer should come to the museum soon. Good. I haven't been to the museum since last March. I've never go to the museum. I never check out that place. But if you throw Brewster in there, you better bet I'll be there. And if you played previous Animal Crossing games, sometimes Brewster's Cafe was actually in the museum itself. So this new museum layer could be extra proof that Brewster's Cafe is coming and it'll be centered in the museum. Finally, there's a new code called M Remake Fence, meaning that there's new customization for fences in Animal Crossing, like different colors, shapes, and customization. You know how you can customize your stalls or, you know, your different chairs and all of that? Well, you can now customize fences according to this leak, which is super exciting because it will add so much variation to people's islands. I can't wait for that. Number 6, this one is definitely more of a rumor, not a full-on leak, so, you know, definitely take a grain of salt with this one. Rumblings of a new 3D Kirby game started at the end of 2020, when Twitter data miners found codes of Kirby 3D and Kirby Strikers 2, which led many people to speculate that a new 3D Kirby game was on its way. Then, in a recent interview with Kirby producer Shinya Kumazuki, translated by Nintendo Everything, Kumazuki said that the team is moving into the next phase of Kirby games, and it will incorporate all of the best aspects of all previous Kirby games. To me, this sounds like it could be hinting to a new type of Kirby game, whether it's 2.5D or 3D, who knows, but it's hype and they're definitely trying something new, and usually a new Kirby game comes out every year, if not every 2 years. There hasn't been a new Kirby game in 3 years now, more than 3 years actually. It came out in March 2018, or 3 years and 2 months after that now. So they've obviously spent a lot of time on Kirby making sure that the next game is the right one, and I can't wait to see what it's all about. Number 7, back to good old Zippo. Zippo also included in his blog post the idea of a dual pack containing both Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD, but he himself doesn't seem to have heard too much about this. He just heard other people reporting on this news. If we were to get these two new games, that means we would get 4 new Zelda games in 1 year if Breath of the Wild 2 does come in 2021. That is a lot of Zelda. Happy birthday indeed, Link. Oh my gosh. Jealous of your birthday is just a understatement. I wish Nintendo was in charge of my birthdays because, oh my god, they go all out for these birthdays. Wowzers. Number 8, the final thing I gotta talk about is if you're a huge fan of Metroid games, this is what Zippo has to say on a new 2D Metroid. A new 2D Metroid game from Mercury Steam is 200% exists. 200%, that's more than 100%, that's double 100%, that's very certain. He said that there's a 200% that exists. All Nintendo needs to do at this point is announce it, because it's done. Wow! The game is running at a very smooth 60 frames per second, and he thinks that it will be announced in next month's Direct, and come out this year. So there you go, new Metroid game, isn't that exciting? Also, big shout out to the new Pokemon game and the new Smash character. I could talk about leaks about those all day, but those rumors are just very wild and all over the place, and I'm not too confident in their legitimacy, so I'm not going to talk about them. Zippo also talked about a remake of an old Fire Emblem game. I'll leave a link to Zippo's blog post in the description if you want to check out more information on that. I am a big fan of Nintendo. This is a Nintendo YouTube channel. I've been making tons of videos about Animal Crossing, and I will continue to make videos about Animal Crossing, but I felt like I had to report on all of these news and leaks because E3 is always my favorite time of the year. As a super fan, it gets me so hyped and excited, and I can't resist. This is my outlet to talk about it and get excited about it, is making a video about it. So I'm very hyped. As someone who is not an insider, I always look at these leaks and rumors with a grain of salt, so please don't run around telling everyone this is 100% real, because we don't know. These are credible leakers, credible journalists, and I'm just sharing what they have said.